Hello to our many friends in New Mexico. And I first want to start by telling you how honored we are to be here with you tonight and to have the great honor to be recognized by all of you good people.
It's an honor for the Hubbard family that begins with the dream of a young man 60 years ago for his dad's company to grow. Dad was Stanley E. Hubbard. He started with radio, invented the whole advertising model to finance the business, and blazed a trail into television by buying RCA's first ever TV camera. Son Stanley S. Hubbard followed into the family business.
I used to push my dad to expand the company. We got to expand the company, Dad. We got to expand the company. And the question was how to expand it on a reasonable basis. My dad learned that KOB AM, FM, AM, well, then it was just AM and TV, might be for sale in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at a reasonable price. So I talked to my dad about it, and he talked to me about it, and he said, well, son, I want you and Ken Hance, who at that time was our controller, to go down and take a look at KOB in Albuquerque.
So, on Christmas night in 1957, they boarded a TWA flight to New Mexico.
We were going out to look at KOB and the Sandia Crest Corporation, which is where Channel 13 and Channel 4, of course, have their joint tower facility. And they said, well, why are you going to Albuquerque? Well, not knowing much, I said, well, we're going to look at buying a TV station and the Sandia Corporation. Now, all of you in Albuquerque know what Sandia Corporation is. That's a huge operation, and they were, wow, this young guy is going to buy Sandia Corporation. And I didn't know better until I got there, and it turned into kind of a joke. Well, we went to KOB, looked at the station, looked at Albuquerque, and believe me, in 1957, Albuquerque was not what it is today in 2017. It was a much smaller town, but a nice town. Came back to St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and told my dad, you know what, we ought to buy this television and radio station because they're good operations in a market which I think is going to have a lot of growth.
And that vision of growth was realized for Albuquerque and Hubbard Broadcasting. KOB was the first New Mexico television station to broadcast in color. Hubbard created a Washington bureau for stations across America through CONUS. Hubbard launched satellites into space and developed the satellite TV industry. Hubbard invested in news and innovation, also expanding operations at KOB, and at the same time, never losing its focus on the people it serves. In New Mexico, KOB became a champion for the community in ways big and small, with an unwavering commitment to the fundamentals of news, keeping our communities informed.
Stan S. believes, as his father did, that the airwaves belong to the people, and broadcasters have to try to be fair and tell both sides of a story.
Well, free speech is really vital to all of our well-being, and without it, we would have a very terrible situation.
This passion for fearless journalism, commitment to community, and for quality programming continues with the third generation of Hubbards. Catherine Hubbard Rominsky runs the corporate foundation. Jenny Hubbard Morris leads the group of 41 radio stations in 7 states. Rob Hubbard leads the television operations for 13 stations in 3 states. KOB, KOBR, and KOBF proudly operate in New Mexico. Rob sits on the board of directors for the National Association of Broadcasters and chairs the NAB's New Technology Advisory Committee, continuing his career-long efforts to push for industry standards for quality and service. And Stan Hubbard leads Reels, headquartered right here in Albuquerque. Reels is a national cable and satellite network and home to the real lives and real stories of real celebrities. In April, over 5 million people across the country watched the original miniseries The Kennedys After Camelot, starring Katie Holmes and Matthew Perry. And Reel's slate of original programming includes hits such as Autopsy and Behind Closed Doors with Natalie Morales.
We love Albuquerque, love New Mexico, love the people there. It's a great place. In fact, we love it so much that our son Stan moved his Reels channel business from Hollywood to Albuquerque, and our daughter Julia and her husband Matt and family live in Albuquerque, although not for business purposes, because it's a great place to live. And I love coming to New Mexico because of the vibrancy of the place, and it continues to grow and continues to prosper. I know there have been up and down times, and the down times aren't as good as the up times, but overall, over the years, From 1957, it's been up, 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 and up.
That love for our state and our mission as broadcasters who serve this great land are reasons why we are proud to induct the Hubbard family into the New Mexico Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame.